Let's be honest, when it comes to parenting, there's no instruction manual, right? Most of us are just figuring it out as we go. And our main guide, whether we even realize it or not, is the script that was written for us way back in our own childhood. So today, we're going to dig into how that script plays out and maybe, just maybe, how we can start writing our own.
So I want to kick things off with a pretty direct question for you. How are you really raising your kids? Take a second and think about it. Are the things you do and say a product of real conscious thought? Or are they more of a gut reaction? An echo from your own past? That's really the heart of what we're about to get into.
Okay, so the first path, and honestly it's the most common one by a long shot, is what we can call following. For so many of us, this is just the default setting. It's what we do without even thinking. It's really as simple as it sounds. We just replicate the environment we grew up in. We might find ourselves using the exact same phrases our parents used or enforcing the same kinds of rules. We're basically creating a home that feels familiar because it's a carbon copy of our own. It's almost never a conscious decision. It's more like we're on autopilot, running a program we didn't even know was installed. But what if you didn't like that program? Well, that brings us to the second path. And on the surface, it looks completely different. But as you'll see, it's surprisingly tied to the first. This is the path of opposing. Yeah, you could call this reverse parenting. It's this really powerful gut-level reaction against our childhood. We zero in on all the things we hated, the things that maybe hurt us, and we make this solemn vow to ourselves. I will never, ever do that to my kids. The entire parenting style is driven by one thing: avoiding a repeat of the past. And here is the big twist. Whether we're following our parents' script to the letter or doing the absolute opposite, both paths are still being controlled by our past. You see it, right? One is an imitation, the other is a rebellion. But either way, our childhood is still in the driver's seat, telling us where to go. So that leads us to a really important question. If both of those paths are just reactions, either for or against the past, is there another option? Is there a third way, a path that's more about the here and now, a path that's more mindful, more intentional? And the answer is a resounding yes. There absolutely is. This is path number 3, the conscious choice. This is where we stop being reactive and start being proactive. It's a total game changer. So what in the world is conscious parenting? Well, it all boils down to one incredibly profound realization. Our kids are watching us all the time. They learn from what we do, not just from the lectures we give. And once that really clicks, we start to actively work on improving ourselves, not just for us, but for them. I want you to just let that sink in for a minute. This is everything. They are observing us. They see how we handle a stressful phone call. They see how we talk to our partner when we're tired. They see how we deal with making a mistake. Our everyday actions become their internal blueprint for how to live life. And that's why working on ourselves isn't selfish at all. It's probably one of the greatest gifts we can ever give them. Okay, so what does this actually look like day to day? This isn't some abstract theory. It's about real, tangible stuff. It means actively working on our patients so they learn that frustration doesn't have to end in an explosion. It means learning to manage our own anger, showing them how to handle big, tough emotions in a healthy way. It's about living a life with goals, not perfectly, of course, but showing them what it looks like to have purpose. And you know what? It's even in the simple things, like taking the time to provide healthy food, which teaches them, without a single word, that taking care of your body is a fundamental act of self-respect. So when it's all said and done, you realize that parenting isn't something that just happens to you. It's a series of choices you're making every single day. You can follow, you can oppose, or you can choose right now to be conscious and present. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Every day, you are laying down bricks, building a path for your children. Is that path just a repeat of the one you walked? Is it a sharp turn away from it? Or are you choosing to build an entirely new path, one of intention, awareness, and growth? Because that choice, well, that choice is entirely yours.
So today, we're going to take a look at the work of a group called VijnanaMitra. They have this really simple but honestly pretty profound goal: to bring more peace and awareness into the places we learn. But, how do you actually do that? How do you make that a reality in our schools, in our homes? Well, let's dive in and find out. Okay, let me ask you something. Think about a stressful moment, something that happened just the other day. Maybe you were stuck in traffic, totally frustrated, or in the middle of a really tough conversation. What was your first impulse? Did you just react? Let that frustration or anger take over? Or did you manage to take a breath just for a second and respond a little more thoughtfully? It's that tiny little gap, right? That space between reacting and responding. That's exactly what we're going to get into.
And this is the idea at the heart of it all. Respond, don't react. It sounds so simple, right? But this little phrase is the core philosophy. It's the North Star for everything VijnanaMitra is trying to do. It really just boils down to making a conscious choice, choosing awareness over just pure impulse.
So, yeah, this isn't just some catchy slogan. It's a whole guiding philosophy. So, you might be wondering, who are the folks actually putting this simple but powerful vision into practice? Well, it's a group called VijnanaMitra. And really, they're just a collective of like-minded people who share this one big goal. They want to help transform our schools into places of peaceful living and, mindful learning. Okay, having a powerful vision is one thing. That's a great start, but how do you actually bring it to life? I mean, how do you carve out a path to peace inside a loud, busy, sometimes chaotic school? Let's take a look at how they're putting this whole vision into practice. The answer is they take action. VijnanaMitra puts on these really unique workshops. And what makes them so unique is that they're not just for the students or just for the teachers. Nope, they're designed to bring the entire school community into the fold, everyone together. And when we say the entire community, we really mean it. This whole approach is built on 3 pillars: the students, the teachers, and, you guessed it, the parents. By getting everyone on board, they're creating this complete support system, a truly holistic approach to mindful learning. And each of these groups has a really specific, tailored goal. So for the students, it's all about building better focus and finding more emotional balance. For teachers, the aim is to help them create calmer, more compassionate classrooms. And for parents, it's about nurturing that same sense of harmony at home. You can see how it all connects, right? The learning doesn't just stop at the school gate. So let's circle back to that core idea we started with. Reacting, that's our autopilot, right? It's instant, it's emotional, it's impulsive. But responding, that's different. That's thoughtful. It's balanced. It's aware. It's a choice you make. And really, all of VijnanaMitra's work is about helping people build that mental muscle to make the shift from just reacting to consciously responding. And you can imagine what happens next, right? When you have students, teachers, and parents all on this same journey, the result is pretty amazing. It's that ultimate goal, nurturing harmony and doing it together. So this brings us to what they actually mean by mindful learning. And it's not just about hitting the books or getting good grades. It's a practice. Think of it as an active, ongoing effort to create environments, and this is key, both at school and at home, that are filled with awareness, with patience, and with peace. This statement here, it's so much more than just a nice sentence. It's really an invitation. It's a call to action for all of us to get involved in actively building these kinds of spaces, homes and schools that are truly full of awareness, patience, and peace. It's a pretty powerful vision, isn't it? So if you're sitting there thinking, wow, I'd love to bring something like this to my community, well, here's how you can take that next step. If you want to learn more or maybe ask about their programs, you can get in touch with Venkataramana. The phone number is 63008-40335. Or you can just hop on over to their website at vijnanamitra.in. Thanks so much for joining.